One thing that annoys me a lot is that Google doesn't support or follow the Apple UI guidelines when they are doing their iOS apps. So because of that, Google Apps is always a lot harder to navigate and use than other iOS apps. So for example, if I open a link in the Google Plus app, I click on the link and it opens in the built-in web browser. And even that I don't like, because I want it to open directly in Safari instead. But now the article is opened in the internal web browser in Google+. As you can see up here now, the only thing I can do from here is to click on that little share button. And this window opens. The only things I can do is open it in Safari or cancel. Why doesn't Google follow the UI guidelines for iOS 8 so we can have the share sheet menu there instead, so I can share this to any service that I have activated as an extension? Why, Google, why? Another example is, for example, that you can't select text in Google Apps on iOS. So I can't copy this text to my note-taking app, for example, or something. I can't copy it for an email or something. It's impossible to copy text in Google's iOS apps. Very, very strange. And also, why is the close or back button at the top on the devices? For example, the new iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, why is the back button at the top, Google? I mean, if you want to use the device with one hand, the iPhone 6 Plus is huge, you can't reach to that button. Why don't follow Apple's guidelines so the button is at the bottom, or you can use gestures to go back? That's the point with iOS, especially iOS 8. The last thing I would like to show you today about the lack of iOS support in Google's apps is extension support. For example, if you are in Safari and have a web page open, an article open or something, and want to share it to, for example, Google+, then you usually click on the share button like that, and you get the share menu open. And in iOS 8 you can now add support to any service you want to share to that supports iOS 8. And the services I have activated, you can see here. If you click on the more button, you can get to more services that is available to activate. But you don't see Google Plus here. Why, Google? Why doesn't the Google Plus app support extensions in iOS 8? Yes, I know iOS 8 is kind of new, but Google recently updated Google Plus app, but with no extension support. That's really strange. So Google really need to rethink their iOS apps so they support the new iOS 8 and the UI changes and all the new openness that Apple has added to iOS 8.